When there is a lot of noise about how to stand out, be seen, and be heard, it's easy to forget the ancient Stoics knew this very well. Silence has a deep power. The strength that lies in stillness, the kind of strength that makes people want to be with you even when you nod your head. Imagine walking into a room and becoming the center of attention right away. You have a presence, not because you're the biggest or flashiest, but because you are. Not because you're the biggest or flashiest, but because you are. It's so interesting that it says a lot without words. This isn't just stuff from legends or ancient thought. It's a truth you can reach today. We're going to get to the heart of silent Stoic philosophy guides the draw, but it's not just about that. Not only is it about making an entrance, it's also about leaving a lasting memory that feels as natural breathing. So if you've ever felt like you were lost in a world that wouldn't stop, this is for you. Now is the time for you to learn how to let your silence speak louder than words. In other words, let's find out how to become easily magnetic to using the old art of Stoicism to turn heads without even trying. If you're ready to go deep into the silence and knowledge with me, charm, please click the subscribe button and remember to tell me if you've ever felt unlike most. This message is just for you, so don't skip any of it. Part of the video, you're the exception we've been waiting for. How often do we hide our feelings, our hobbies, or we've all had to change our minds just to fit in? But Stoicism gently encourages us to return to our true path and serves as a reminder that the most being real is one of the things that makes us beautiful. When you're true to yourself, you're in tune with nature, and this tune hits home with those around you. It's like sending out a signal that says, "This is me, straight up. I'm not sorry and I'm real. Trust me on that." Truth is attractive in a way, but let's look at it in more detail. Being you means being strong and accepting your flaws, interests, and weaknesses. Stay true to your views even when everyone else tries to change them. Feel good about yourself knowing that your true expression is your best. The Stoics thought that virtue was more important than knowledge, courage, justice, and living by these ideals like temperance. And being guided by your inner moral compass not only makes you more appealing to other people, but it also brings you closer to peace and happiness in your own life. So how do you start to see the power in just being yourself? Introspection. Take some time to think about your values, your interests, and your limits. This will help you figure out what makes you unique. Feel alive, what makes you tick, and how you can make your actions match your real, and then be brave enough to show the world who you really are. It's not about being great or making everyone happy. It's about being real and being consistent in what you say and do. Stoic teacher Marcus Aurelius said that you should be your true self every day. Aurelius once said, "Don't argue anymore about what a good person should be. Be one in the context of our conversation, change man to person, and the point will still be clear. Stays just as strong. Don't spend your life trying to figure out what makes someone likable or attractive." Authenticity. Do good things and let your true self shine. That's how powerful it is to be yourself in a world that values conformity. Your secret strength is what makes you quietly attractive and draws people to you in the easiest way possible. The way we show ourselves to the world says a lot about who we are. Stoicism doesn't preach. It's like telling a story without saying a word. Giving up material things or not caring about how we look. Instead, it helps us live with purpose, including how we say what we want to say. Stoicism teaches us the importance of being real and simple through our style. Telling us to pay attention to what's important in style, this doesn't mean it means sticking to a modest style or giving up fashion altogether. Picking clothes that fit our true selves and show who we are today. It's about being aware of our personality traits, beliefs, and the parts we play in life. Instead of mindlessly following every passing trend, we should make decisions that are in line with our inner selves. Think about it when you wear something that feels good and really shows who you are, you may feel more confident and at ease, even a little invincible. That's because matching your outside look to your inside self-world makes you more real and makes you stand out. Not because you're flashy or expensive, but because you have a strong sense of who you are. That is only you, but style is more than just clothes. It includes your whole look, from the way you wear your hair to the items you choose. Each choice is a brushstroke in the masterpiece that shows who you are. That is, Stoicism tells us to make these decisions on purpose, making sure they are useful and not just noise. So how can we use Stoic knowledge to first think about what each piece of clothing in your closet says about you? Does it fit with your values? Does it show who you are or what you want to become? The point isn't to impress other people, but to show who you really are in a way that's real and on purpose. Remember that as you grow, your style won't stay the same. As you grow and go through life, your style will shift and change, and it's okay. The important thing is to stay true to yourself during these changes, letting your outside attitude change along with your inner journey. It's amazing how much we can say with just our body language, movements, and even the way we stand. As we move around a place, everything sends signals to the people around us. Stoicism shows us how to be in charge of and aware of more than just our minds, also of our bodies. It's about realizing that how we look on the outside shows what's going on inside. From a Stoic point of view, body language is about how someone feels inside, not changing motions to look a certain way. It's about getting them in the right place, coordinating our actions on the outside with the good things we want to do on the inside. Integrity means that what we say and what we do match up. For example, the easy act of having good balance isn't just about looking good, it's also good for your body, showing that you have self-respect and personal pride, which are highly valued in when you stand tall, shoulders back, and head held high. You're not just telling everyone that you're tough. You're sure of yourself. You're telling yourself that you deserve respect. This sure of yourself attitude comes easily, draws people to you by making you seem approachable and trustworthy. However, it's not just our posture. The small details of our face expressions are also important. The earnestness in our eyes, the warmth of our smiles, all of these parts of our bodies. Language is a powerful way to communicate. It can bring people together and help them understand each other. Without saying a word, a real smile can make someone feel seen and understood. For example, true eye contact can calm even the most guarded heart, can make a link as strong as any talk. Stoicism tells us to be aware and present in every moment. This includes the way we move. Being truly present means being aware of how our bodies are interacting with those around us. Around us, it's important to make sure that our body language shows how we really feel. And in goals, whether it's to show openness and empathy or just to be ready. This mindful approach to nonverbal communication opens the door to real conversation. Trust and respect are the building blocks of relationships and exchanges. So how can we use Stoic ideas to learn how to read body language? The answer starts with being self-aware means paying attention to your own body language. Present in the way you talk to people, or are you cut off, maybe without even realizing it? Are your gestures open and are they welcoming, or do they get in the way of your practice being in? When you're with someone, give them your full attention and let your body language come from a place of truth and purpose. It's amazing how one scent can take us back in time. It's not just picking out a perfume that can make us feel something or even change how we see someone. Whether it's perfume or cologne, picking a smell that becomes a part of your identity, one that sticks with people without them having to say a word. What traded Stoicism teaches us is how important it is to be deliberate in things in our lives. Even the choice of a scent that seems so simple, pick a scent that fits with who you are and the impact you want to make on the world, not just any scent. Giving into the newest styles or the priciest brands is a form of, when carefully picked, nonverbal communication that shows what's going on inside a unique scent is more than just an accessory. It's a way to show who you are and what you value. As the Stoics thought, there is a subtle but strong way to show how unique you are. In how our actions and words show what kind of people we are on the inside, a well-chosen scent can show what kind of person you are and how you're feeling. And even your hopes and dreams. It's a smell that says, "This is me." Making a memory in the thoughts and noses of the people you meet by. To fully appreciate this smell, you need to be aware of and understand not only the Not only the smells you like, but also how they match your body, chemistry, the places you hang out, and the message you want to send do. If you want to make people feel calm and safe, a clean, fresh smell might help. Maybe you want people to remember you as brave and daring. In that case, something spicy or woody might be best. The important thing is that your choice of smell fits with who you are and what you believe in. Just like the Stoic idea of living in harmony with who you really are, as well as the moderation, a Stoic principle, also works here. It's not about being too much, others with strong smells, but about picking something more subtle yet unique, a quiet nod to who you are. So those around you won't be swamped not by a strong smell, but by one that whispers, drawing them in. It's a scent that stays in a room, leaving a soft but noticeable scent. Permanent mark, just like we hope to have a quiet but deep effect on the world by the things we do and the decisions we make. Stoic in a time when digital communication often takes away the subtleties of how people should act when they're with each other. Offer a way to reconnect with real people, but when we talk about habits that mesmerize, we're getting into something more than just saying thank you and please. We're looking into how the grace and how we treat each other can leave a lasting impact, just like the timeless wisdom of Stoicism helps us to act with honor and virtue in all parts of your life. This is what Stoicism is all about. On virtues like self-control and empathy fits in nicely with the idea of enchanting manners. It's not just following social rules for everyone's pride in how they look, but about showing respect, kindness, and care. For others through our actions, this fit between Stoic ideals and how we act toward others. Others has a subtle but strong pull. It shows that we're not only aware of what we do and deeply respecting the people we engage with. Think about what it means to really listen when someone talks about fully connecting with them, without the being present, without our phones or our own thoughts getting in the way, is one of the most important parts of Stoic practice. Shows that we value the other person and the time we're spending with them. It's a simple but powerful way to show that we care. Profound behavior that strikes a chord in today's society, which is often distant. Stoicism also teaches us how important it is to understand and empathize with others. And understanding how other people feel when our manners are infused with real empathy and when we're quick to offer help, when we lend a hand or a word of support, we're following the Stoic virtues in the most real ways. And understanding don't just make us likable, they make people want to be around us. A pull of love and real connection. But let's also talk about the subtleties of manners and how to handle the difficulties of social situations with grace, from the right way to eat to the right way to talk to someone. These skills show being aware of and appreciating the time and people we're with. Stoicism doesn't tell us to shut out the world. It tells us to interact with it. Being engaged means learning these social skills and doing them with care. To honor, we have to show that we care by giving our deeds some thought. There are unspoken rules that make it easier for people to connect in deeper ways. Being fully present means it's not just wisdom. It's a strong call to action and a cure for the superficial. Those are exchanges that happen all the time in our busy world. And I know this sounds strange, but it fits perfectly with the Stoic theory that says Stoicism means being in the present and enjoying the moment for what it is. Teach us how important it is to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. When we use this in our relationships with other people, it means giving. We give them our full attention, not thinking about what we might do or what we might regret in the past. It's about being fully present with your worries and dealing with them. That says, I care about you and would rather be here than anywhere else. This kind of attention is rare and valuable, and it can make even the most boring conversation more important. Being present in a relationship means more than just being there. It needs to be involved with listening in the present moment, not just responding. However, to really understand, it's the difference between talking to someone who's always checking their phone and talking on the phone with someone who is only interested in you. Makes you feel heard and seen. The latter makes an impact that lasts, giving a sense of that kind of kindness and sincerity is irresistibly appealing. But how do we grow it? Being present in a world that is always trying to get our attention starts with, it's called awareness, to be aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without being more aware, helps us catch ourselves when our thoughts start to judge. We can let our minds roam and then gently bring them back to the present. Any other skill gets better with practice and time. Stoicism also tells us to take time to enjoy the present moment and see it as a gift every day. Every encounter, no matter how short, is a chance to connect, learn, and to grow. When we go into relationships with this frame of mind, we not only make our own lives and the lives of those around us in deep ways. By being present means letting go of your guard and letting others see you and them see you without the shields you use to protect yourself. People often say it's about letting down your guard and connecting with others on a personal level, realizing that we all want to understand each other, and this link, this openness, even though it might seem scary, is very strong. It lowers barriers and builds trust, which sets the stage for deeper, more important connections. It's a reminder that sometimes less is more. This idea comes from the Stoic philosophy of life. Teaches us how important it is to hold back and keep some things close to our chest. It's not about lying or there is no need for privacy. It's about choosing what we share about ourselves. When this limited sharing makes an allure that makes people want to do, find out more about the person behind the Stoicism, which focuses on personal growth and introspection. Push us to work on improving our character instead of looking for approval from others. This theory fits. Creating a sense of mystery goes hand in hand with not putting all our cards on the table, which lets other people join in more deeply, to look past the surface. It's a subtle call to look into and let people know that there's more to us than meets the eye. This doesn't mean playing games or putting up a front. It's about letting our depth and complexity grow naturally over time. Think of the difference between a book and a person. That gives away the story in the first few pages, and one that has a twist at the end that you can't put down. Layer by layer, which one interests you more? The same rule applies to impersonal situations. Adding a bit of mystery can turn a talk from an exchange of data into an interesting discovery that makes every contact with giving us a part in a story that others want to read more about. Making a magnetic pull us toward the depths of who we are, but how do we find the right balance? Mindfulness is the first step. What we share and why we share it matter. Sharing with purpose is what it's all about, either because we want to fill the void or because we feel suffocated by the oversharing cult nature it needs. Stoics stress the importance of self-control as a way to walk a fine line. Being open and keeping some secret is also about how much you value the quality of our connections over the number of them. Knowing that stronger bonds are formed by first building a base of connections, of reciprocal discovery and respect for each other's depth, as well as a touch of mystery, shows that you care about your own inner life. It admits that some thoughts, feelings, and dreams are so valuable that they become more valuable when, rather than giving everything away for free, this selective sharing is not about keeping back, but about loving it makes the sharing of it all the more important because it is offered, not required. By taking this Stoic view of mystery, we can learn to listen better by not wanting to talk too much. We let other people speak so we can really connect with their essence. Builds a two-way dynamic, a dance of giving and taking that benefits both sides of the talk. It encourages real interest and connection, which can be deeply satisfying. This isn't just about being able to name big letters or facts. I think it's important to understand the heart of other countries and value their traditions, struggles, and joys. We are on a journey to broaden our horizons, led by the steady desire to learn and the virtue of wisdom to open your mind to the world and welcome differences and makes us more empathetic. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to build an understanding that goes beyond what we're experiencing right now, makes us want to look. We should look around us to learn from it and see the humanity in everyone. To do that, people are developing cultural wisdom, which means stepping into we put ourselves in the shoes of others and look into the rich tapestry of human society. Not only help us see things from different angles, but also break down the walls that keep us apart. Imagine the depth in our talks and interactions are more interesting when we can add cultural knowledge by telling a story. We build bridges when people from different cultures show they understand or even speak a few words in a different language. By showing that we value diversity in a concrete way, we're showing that we value other people's lives. This is an idea, but in real life, we don't have to be world travelers to make it happen, or to know everything there is to know about every culture. Instead, it's about developing interest, an open mind, and a sincere desire to learn from the many ways of life around the world. Stoicism's focus on self-improvement and growth fits nicely with this. When we try to gain culture wisdom by learning about other people's beliefs and ways of life, we're not just gathering knowledge, we're also questioning our beliefs, facing our biases, and becoming more empathetic by educating ourselves in a way that makes us more well-rounded. Kind, caring people who can interact with the world in a deeper way, but how do we raise them? To get the societal wisdom, you have to take small steps, like reading books. Read books from authors all over the world, watch movies that show different ways of life, and enjoy art and music. From different countries, it's about looking for conversations that make us more open-minded. Every cultural meeting helps us understand each other better and gets us out of our comfort zones. Every new piece of information we learn adds to what we already know, making our understanding stronger. Changing our point of view and getting along better with others isn't just about feeling sad for them. It's about really knowing what they've been through, their joys and struggles. Compassion is the key to getting close to them on an emotional level. Connects our hearts and lets us see past our differences to see the common humanity that weaves a rich tapestry of bravery and kindness around us all holds a special place because it reflects the philosophy's main ideas about kindness. Stoicism shows us the value of community and how everything is linked, of seeing the connections between us, which encourages us to care about more than just ourselves. From the small group of people in your local area to the larger community in the whole world, it's a call to words and actions that make us feel deeply and act on those feelings. When we treat others with kindness, we're doing more in a useful way. Rather than just being sorry for them, we're giving them our time. Our attention and help with this act of giving and moving outside of ourselves. To ease someone else's stress is one of the most attractive traits a person can have. It draws people to them, people to us, giving our relationships a kindness and depth that is impossible to fake sympathy. But it's not always easy because it forces us to face our own. It's hard to sit with other people's pain without jumping to offer quick fixes or cliches. It asks us to listen. At this level of engagement, people want to understand deeply before they feel understood. Can be hard, but it's also very beneficial because it helps us grow. When we listen to other people's stories, we not only make their lives easier, but also make our own lives better by giving us new ideas and thoughts that we might not have had otherwise. In a world that can be lonely, compassion helps people feel like they fit and are part of a group. When we feel alone and split up, acts of compassion tell us that we're not alone and that we're a part of something bigger, a link to something bigger than ourselves. This is what many of us really want. That's why compassion is such a strong way to build. When we genuinely care about the well-being of others, we build the basis for deep relationships. Lasting links that go beyond the surface of everyday life. When you connect with others, showing compassion also needs a certain amount of, if we let ourselves be vulnerable, we let ourselves be touched. By seeing other people suffer and feeling their pain as if it were our own, this being vulnerable can be scary, but it's also a skill because it shows a level of honesty and mental openness that is rare and valuable. Putting aside our egos to connect with others in a raw and real way shows that we're ready to be real, is magnetic and pulls people to us in a way that encounters at the surface level. People often say that laughing is the best medicine, and while it might not be able to cure all illnesses, it can change the mood and atmosphere of a place. Citizens' laughter, which is contagious and can make even the hearts that are the biggest, have a special kind of magic that you can't see at first. Stoicism and laughing may not seem like they would go together, but at its core, how to live a good life find happiness in the present, and bond deeply. Stoics knew that laughter directly helps people reach their goals, and they believe this. How important it is to have fun and not take life too seriously all the time. It was clear to them that laughing could help them stay strong and deal with the problems and absurdities of. We find common ground in our shared laughter, which makes us smile and laugh at life with a happier heart. No matter how different we are all linked by the human experience. The Stoic concept of focusing on the present moment is also shown by the ability to laugh and be happy. We are fully involved in the here and now when we are laughing out loud. Being stress-free means not having to worry about the past or the future. Mindfulness is a way to fully enjoy the present moment and all the good things it can bring. Hold on. When we laugh, we're not just taking a short break from life's problems. In times of trouble, we're learning a type of Stoic acceptance by realizing that we can't control everything that. No matter what happens, we can choose to enjoy the good times in life. Laughter is also a great way to bring people together. It breaks down walls and builds bridges. When we laugh together, we become more open to each other. This makes us feel more linked and human, which fits with Stoic ideas about community and all people are linked. And when we laugh together, we remember our shared humanity of the feelings and events that bring us together. Laughter makes us feel like we belong, even though our backgrounds and life stories are different. After all, things are so different now. How can we make our lives more funny? It starts with not taking ourselves too seriously. It's about being open to the how silly life is, finding humor in our mistakes, and learning to laugh at. We know that this doesn't mean ignoring how serious some events are or ignoring the real problems we face. Instead, it's about finding a balance between seeing things from the point of view that both happiness and sadness are important parts of the. It's about looking for and making room for joy in the human experience. We can have fun by reading funny things, hanging out with people who make us laugh, or just getting better at finding the funny side of everyday things in a world that pushes us to put everyone and everything else ahead of ourselves. There's a peaceful but bold act of defiance that has the power to completely change our lives. Self-care is more than just going to the spa once in a while or eating some treats. About making an effort to take care of our bodies, minds, and emotions. Well-being. Stoicism tells us how important it is to control ourselves and knowing what we can control. And taking care of yourself in this way is not greed, but the Stoics thought that understanding our responsibilities was an important way to keep our own health. Why the importance of the self and how important it is to be at our best, as we can only make a positive difference in the world when we are strong and healthy. People around us should live by our beliefs and do what's right for others. From a Stoic point of view, taking care of yourself means showing respect for the gift of life and for your body and mind. Carry us through it. It's about recognizing that we have the power to think, feel, and act in line with our values. This kind of self-respect is linked to how well we take care of ourselves, who we are, and how we engage with the world when we value ourselves enough to put ourselves first. When we take care of our health and happiness, we're better able to deal with the problems of life with strength and wisdom. In the Stoic sense, isn't just about keeping your body healthy, it's also about keeping your mind and emotions healthy. To be resilient, we need to practice awareness, which means being aware of our thoughts and feelings and making sure we take care of our mental health as well as our physical health by doing. It is important to think deeply about things and look for things to do that will make us smarter and more spiritual. Taking a whole person attitude to self-care makes sure that we're not only physically fit, but also mentally and emotionally ready to deal with the challenges of life in a useful way and practicing take care of yourself. Because when you're feeling good, you can give more to others. People around us, we become more gentle, understanding, and present because of our relationships, we give back to our communities with more energy and efficiency. This is a great example of the Stoic goal of living for the good of everyone by, when we take care of ourselves, we're better able to help those around us. How can we make self-care a part of our daily lives to support knowledge and kindness? To be in line with Stoic values, it all starts with simple, deliberate acts. Eating healthy foods that give our bodies the power they need, i.e. being active. that makes us stronger by making sure we get enough rest and plan time for taking time to think and relax also means setting limits to keep our time safe. Energy to say no when you need to and put things that are in line with our beliefs and help us grow is a thought that really hits home for me. In a culture that values independence and personal growth, a lot freedom, but when we take off the mask, we see that the real core of independence isn't about being alone or alone in the world. It's about being strong, and being able to stand on your own gives you confidence, which is a strength. Stoicism isn't just about being able to get by without help. It's also about living on your own terms, making choices that are in line with your values, and having a life that is stoicism, which focuses on self-discipline. That is truly yours. Being responsible and trying to be good teach us that real independence is inside. It's the freedom that comes from controlling your wants. Being in charge of your feelings and knowing that your happiness and peace of mind come from inside you, from outside events or other people's views. This way of thinking about philosophy tells us to develop an independence that comes from being able to take care of yourself, and the knowledge that we can make our lives the way we want them to be principles. The appeal of this kind of independence is deep. It's appealing because it shows someone who isn't easily moved by what other people think and doesn't depend on. This independence shows up when you need outside approval to feel valued or effective. It's about having the faith to make decisions that are right for you, even if they go against what everyone else thinks. Courage to go your own way, to accept what makes you special, and to live a life that really shows who you are. But being independent doesn't mean stoicism, on the other hand, means turning down the help and company of others. Teaches us how important it is to be part of a group and help each other out. The key is to find a balance between having deep connections with other people and still having the freedom to follow your own values and goals. It's about making connections with people who value your independence and help you grow, instead of those who limit or define you. Developing this sense of independence needs self-awareness and self-reflection. It means looking at your ideals, goals, and the what drives you to do what you do. Are you after something because it really interests you, or because you feel under the pressure of societal expectations? It also includes being resilient, means being able to deal with problems and setbacks without losing sight of your beliefs or sense of silent attraction, is the last part of this journey through the art of being still. Remember that the deepest connections are often made in the quiet moments by the power of in our character and in the honest way we show who we really are. Follow these rules every day and see how the world changes around you. People will be drawn to the warmth of your presence and the depth of your spirit. Your interest and connection are what of this conversation has made you want to make this group even better. More than that, I invite you to watch one of the movies on your screen, dive deeper, keep growing, and let the timeless knowledge of Stoicism shine through your way, and remember that the quiet things you do say volumes about your life.